Hello guys, it's Nobel here, and welcome to my Nabel Raid guide video. So each boss monster pretty much has a 2 Berserk gimmick and some random gimmicks that you must remember, otherwise it just wipes the whole party. Okay, so the first boss monster we'll face is a Subcon, and this is actually not a Berserk gimmick, but you do have to remember it's an easy one. Once you get to push to the other side, it's going to summon lots of cloud and bubbles. What you need to do is stand on top of the cloud and it will jump you to the sky, and you just need to go to where he is and press jump. First Berserk gimmick. He summons 4 cracked zones around the corner, then he will bounce towards one of them. Once he lands on the cracked zone, it will make a shockwave, so jump to avoid it. What you need to do to pass gimmick is gather the stars that's dropping to the ground. And once you gather enough, you need to bump into him and you can see the count on the bottom going down. Do it 6 times and you pass the gimmick. Second Berserk gimmick. 2 of you will be targeted by yellow cone and red cone. The person with the red cone needs to stay around 6 or 12 o'clock to avoid hitting the clones on the map with the red cone. If it hits, it's auto fail. And the person with the yellow cone needs to look around the map and aim the clone with the lower gauge on them to charge it up. You will need to do that 4 times to pass the gimmick. Next monster we have is the Trauma. I just call him Hand. You can actually practice his gimmick in solo mode, so technically you actually don't need to watch this part. Oh, forgot to mention, any purple or blue attack that you see, you stand on it and then press the special key. In my case it's a shift. It guards the attack and then it refunds the shield, so you can use it later again. Anyways, for his Berserk gimmick, one of you will be targeted. Make him drop on the glowing zone, then it will drop blue orb. Pick it up and run into him. Do it 3 times and you will pass the gimmick. For his second gimmick, pick up an orb on the ground and push his body into the lightning zone. Do that twice. Second Trauma boss, Laser Dude, also can run from solo mode. Oh, by the way, one of his laser gimmick, you will need to use that yellow circle to jump over to the other side, but they are quite sensitive, so if you don't want to go over to the other side, don't go near it. It might make you jump over like me and almost get killed. Whenever he drops on blue orb, you can pick it up and you can throw that ball to him by pressing X. It reduces his groggy gauge. Okay, his Berserk gimmick, he will turn you into Chibi. You will need to run to the other side and pick up orbs. The more you pick up, the slower it gets. So pick up just enough. Avoid the attack. If you get hit, you will drop them. You also need to look out for the shockwave. Look at the gauge on the bottom and jump to avoid the shockwave. The other Berserk gimmick starts with the guarding in the middle. Look at the aura around you and you can see an arrow attached to it. Ball will be thrown where the arrow is pointing at. Stand on one of the circles around the corner and receive an orb, then throw them around to the other player and make the count higher. Then throw the ball at him to reduce his count. Next Trauma is a Bum. Few small gimmicks before the Berserk. One of you will be targeted, time it and use the guard. If bombs are attached to you, use the guard to get them off you. Stand in the middle of the map and use the guard when the time comes. One person will be targeted. That person needs to get away from everyone, and the other people needs to attack the bombs that's going into the orb. But since I'm solo, I can't really do it. In that case, I can just time it and then use the guard to avoid the last explosion. Again, one person will be targeted. Move away from the middle so the other people can block the bomb going into the orb. You can stand on their pathway to block them and use the guard to get them off you. Berserk gimmick in solo mode is different. In the party, you will be divided into two groups according to the color you have. You will need to toss the ball to the other side, and the other players needs to pick up the orb and toss it into him to reduce the count. Second Berserk gimmick, similar to his normal gimmick, block the bomb that's going into the orb. Look at your color and stand on the same colored line, and bomb will appear. Shake them off by using guard. Another trauma, the radio guy. Hey, Alesto? First Berserk gimmick we have is matching level by standing in the circle. Purple will increase number and green will decrease. And if you look above the casting bar, there is 3 microphone mark. Look at its color, and as the time passes, it will activate and adjust your sound level. So think about that and adjust the level. And the other Berserk gimmick, you just need to use the guard for 4 times. Okay, last mini boss, Sword Dragon. You just need to hide behind his sword and pick up the shard. One of you will be captured. Stand in front of the blue line and use the guard for your team to block his attack. Once his sharpness goes down to 0, then it's free DPS time. First named boss, Mori. You can also practice in solo mode. If you are targeted, go to green square and press tab or shift, whatever your key is. For his normal gimmicks, you can just watch this video, or I just suggest you to try the solo mode and remember his pattern. When he goes into the middle and knocks you over, you just need to press the quick rebound and hold on to it. For his Berserk gimmick, remember which one is the real one. Pick up the orb and run into the real one. As you can see, each player will be targeted. The person who are targeted by the real one can stay in the middle so it doesn't get confused, and other people can collect the orb and bump into him. Second Berserk gimmick, everyone will be sent to the corner of the map. There are numbered plates on the map that's blocking your way. You need to get close to one of it and press guard button, and if you got the correct one, it will move you forward. If you found the real one, you can type the number so the other players can go across it. In the party, you will need to do this 4 times, and once you reach to the end, collect the orb and bump into him. Next boss is Eldirh. You are going to burst her down on entrance. If you look around the map, she summons a lot of robots and bombs. You need to just stand on it to remove it, but you can just ignore them and focus on damaging her. Her Berserk gimmick requires you to do basic maps, stay inside the circle, just avoid the red ones as much as possible, and make your number above 200. Second Berserk gimmick, remove the bomb by standing on top of them, and once she summons a key, stand on it and play some DDR. Funny thing is, it's harder to do it solo. As you can see, there are so many bombs. Next we have Teana. Be careful with her disc attack. One of you will be targeted. That person needs to get away from everyone and use guard to avoid it. When she casts Cosmic Press, if you don't time it to jump, then you might get hit by those discs and die. When you see a disc flying around the map, stay close to her and watch carefully, as it will target one spot and all land at the same time. Her first Berserk gimmick, she summons safe zone with discs attached to it. It will move along with the discs. Stay inside and use guard when the time comes. When it reaches to the end, then you can move over to the other safe zone. At the end, she will knock everyone over, use quick rebound and hold on to it. Second Berserk gimmick requires you to block discs with the guard. Stay in blue line and time it to use the guard. It's okay to miss some, because at the end you can attack them to remove all of them. You pass the gimmick if you break them all. Now we have Anima. She has 2 phases. Her gimmick requires you to use guard on the correct time so you can get the refund and use it again. This is not her Berserk gimmick, but you still need to know. Run in the circle to avoid, and then, as you can see, about halfway you need to go reverse. Stay in the middle and time it well. Use the guard. Her Berserk gimmick. 2 players needs to go into green circle and minigame starts. Those 2 players will be followed by bouncing ball. You can try to get the ball touch the line when it's about to disappear, or look closely about 5 bounce later, the 6 times it lands on the ground, you can counter it and the ball will break. Do it until it's gone. The other players that are not targeted by the ball can stay close to the ball and use the guard when you see a blue circle. Okay, this is also not a Berserk gimmick, but something you need to know. 3 meteor has appeared. If you look around the map, there is a small cube. Pick it up and you can see you are attached to one of the meteor. Stand on it and direct the attack. When it gets removed, it creates shockwave, so jump to avoid it. Second Berserk gimmick, you will need to remove the purple tile. 2 persons will be targeted by red attack. That will remove the purple tile. And always after second drop, the third one will be green attack. Drop that on the empty space and it will make a green tile. Make your way towards to the end. If you drop red attack on the green tile, it will remove it, so be careful. When gimmick ends, if you actually made tile to the end, then you just need to follow the track and reach to the end. Then you receive a shield. Once you clear phase 1, you will immediately get into phase 2. This pattern will always start even if you re-enter her. So remember, if you look around the map, there are 4 cubes. Look it closely and you will see a circle around one of the cubes. That is your cube. Run into it and make your line lock into it, and it will stop following you around. That way you have a safe zone. One of the gimmicks you must know. Look around the map, there might be a small cube. Pick it up to get the shield. If you are targeted, don't worry about it and go to the edge. Drop the big cube next to you and get inside to avoid explosion. Then her Berserk gimmick. She will send each of you to the other world. There is a flying orb moving around. Direct her attack towards it. If you manage to hit it 4 times, then you will be free. And you can help the other player to remove the orb. Second Berserk gimmick. You are targeted by her attack. Go around the map and you can see there is a small arrow pointing at one of the square. Direct her attack to where that arrow is pointing. If you got the right one, it will turn purple. Do that 3 times and you pass the gimmick. Now we have Prototype God. Her normal pattern is same. Watch the video and see where to avoid. When she does charge attack, she leaves mark. So try not to cover the whole map so people can move around. When she does spin attack, you can see there is a white aura around it. She's going to shoot it out. Just jump over it to avoid it. Her first Berserk gimmick. She summons blue circle in the middle. Usually Sailor will go into the circle, and Sailor needs to avoid attack and stay alive. While that's happening, the other players will be sent to the other side, and they will need to destroy the 4 bombs around the map. But if they destroy one, it's going to explode 2 maps that are surrounded to that room. Do not destroy the bomb right attached to one side. Start from 1 o'clock and go clockwise. The other players can destroy the bomb on the left side, and 1 o'clock person can run to 4 o'clock to avoid explosion. Her normal pattern. Direct her attack to remove bombs and make safe spot. Jump over to avoid laser. Then avoid her charge attack. This will leave a mark on the floor. Use the guard on the right time and stay there. Second Berserk gimmick. All players will be sent to the other world. Look around the map and stare at the scientists. You can see a blue circle around you and it's getting covered up by red circle. When it's almost covering up the blue circle, run to the scientists, but do not touch them. Let the red circle explode them. The technique I did in this video does not work anymore, so stay in the middle and look at each side to stop the scientists walking up to you. And finally we have Nabel. Break her free from the shield and phase 1 start. She has 3 modes in phase 1. First you see is a water. At the start, 2 persons will be targeted by lightning. Stay away from the puddle, make it drop to the empty place. When she charges in the middle, use guard, block it twice. Then 2 persons will be targeted by fire line. Leave that on the side to make a safe spot. Let's move on to her Berserk gimmick. 1 person will be targeted. Everyone needs to jump when the attack lands on the ground. Then look around the map, there will be 2 blue orbs. Pick them up after water tornadoes disappears. and move to the square with the arrows on. Stand next to where those arrows are pointing. Do it until count goes to 0. Second Berserk gimmick. 2 person needs to go into the bubble. Go around the map and collect the blue orb. Do not get hit while you are in the bubble. Do it until count goes to 0. Fire element. Flame storm will appear on the one side of the map, and you can see the safe zone gets zoomed into that spot. You need to stay near the flame totem and stay inside the safe spot. There will be a small orb appearing. Pick it up and run into the flame totem. It will move the totem. Do not get hit while you have orb. It will remove it. Keep picking up the orb and push the totem until gimmick ends. Second gimmick is staying alive. Just remember to use guard on the right time. Each player will have 3 orbs on top of their head. You need to keep them to clear the gimmick. If you get hit 3 times during the gimmick, then you have failed. When the gimmick starts, stay in the middle, use guard and see where the safe spot is, and run into it. Ice element again requires you to use guard on the right time and use it multiple times.
Activate.
First Berserk gimmick. Wind will be blowing from one side and consistently push you. Keep moving and stay inside the circle. Yellow circle will summon a pillar. Then person with the red circle needs to stay away from the pillar. Explosion can remove the pillar. Then it's auto fail. After explosion, red orbs will appear. Collect them to reduce the count. When she says, the more you resist, the harder it will get. You need to hide behind the pillar so you don't get blown away. That's why you should not drop explosion onto the pillar. Anyways, during the gimmick, there will be a chance to use the guard. If you manage to guard on the right time, it will drop red orbs. Once you make the count to 0, then you pass. Second Berserk, there will be a red orb, pick it up and run away from the tornado. If you get hit, you will drop the orb and next person needs to pick it up. If you manage to keep your count, then you pass the gimmick. Moving on to second phase, only has ice and fire element. While waiting for her Berserk gimmick, move around the map and stay in safe spot, and use the guard when the time comes. Whole map will be covered with red lasers and flame line. One person will be locked with flame line. It will move where that person goes. Follow that person to find a safe spot. Then once you see a pillar, stand behind to avoid explosion. After that, she will do few attacks that requires you to guard. If you see white circle, you must guard it. If you fail, you will be sent to the other world. To get out from that world, you need to guard multiple times. When you see lots of blue circles on the floor, get in there and use guard. If you don't, she will gain some shield. When you see a large blue circle in the middle, get in there and use the guard on the right time. And minigame will start. Press X on the green bar and mash space button. Berserk gimmick. She will surround you with a flame wall and it slowly shrinks. You will need to obtain glowing orb and get close to those walls to expand it. Also, few people will be targeted. Those people needs to direct the attack to the red floating orbs and remove them. If you don't remove them, it will explode. Second Berserk gimmick. She will summon 4 pillar and 2 person will be targeted. Each person needs to hide behind a different pillar. After avoiding the attack, there will be lots of scraps on the floor. Pick them up and get close to the damaged pillar and repair them. Then 1 person will be targeted. That attack will remove the pillar no matter how much HP it has. So the trick for this gimmick is start from left pillar. 1 player will hide behind first one and the other player will hide behind second pillar. And then repair the second pillar. Direct the attack to the first pillar and destroy it. You must keep 1 pillar to pass the gimmick, because you will need to hide behind the remaining pillar to avoid the last attack. Moving on to the ice element. Whenever you see small red circle after explosion, it will create small ice orb. You have to collect it and other player needs to pick up the one that's opposite side. And both of you need to bump into each other to remove it. Otherwise it will explode. Stay inside the circle. If you touch the ice around it, you will get frozen. If you get frozen, then other player needs to bump into you to rescue. After that, same mini game as the fire element happens. First Berserk gimmick. There will be 4 ice orbs around the map. Pick up the flame orb and bump into the ice orb to remove them. The other player needs to guard for that person. If you manage to remove all the orb, then you pass. Trick is let 1 person stay right next to the person and the other person stay next to the Nabel. As you can see, if you don't guard for them, orb will be dropped. Second Berserk gimmick. Everyone will be trapped inside. Wait for the ice wave to disappear. Then move the ice board to outside. While you are doing the gimmick, there will be a small ice orbs. Pick them up and remove them by bumping into other player. Lastly, when you are in Nabel and other party sends the sword, there will be time to do 3 DPS. But if you don't manage to kill her before the casting bar disappears, then minigame will start, which requires you to stay alive and use the god multiple times. If you manage to stay alive until the gimmick ends, then there will be extra time to do 3 DPS. And that is pretty much it for Nabel Raid. Thank you guys for watching and hope this video helps.